Field effect transistors are one of the essential components in the field of electronics. They are having their own advantages over conventional bipolar junction transistors because of their small size. Now, construction of JFET. So as you can see, here we are having one N channel, which is a semiconductor material doped with pentavalent atoms, and because of which N channel is created. And on the other hand, like P and 2P regions are created. So these are created because of the impurities, trivalent impurities added. Now in between these two P region, there is one N region. That's why it is called as what? Channel. And this channel is actually responsible for carrying the current. Now this channel, you can see it is connected with two leads, one on the upper side and the another on the lower hand side. So the upper one is called as drain, then the lower one is called as source. And these two regions, P and P regions, they are short circuited and a common terminal is created. It is called as gate. The role of the gate is to control the current. All these terminals, this drain, source and gate, they are connected to the semiconductor layers with the help of metals, and that's why it is called as metallic contacts, also known as ohmic contacts. Now the entire JFET can be visualized with the help of this open tap. So you can see that here there is a tap which is controlled, whose the flow of the water through this tap is controlled with the help of gate. So if you are controlling the gate, then you can control the flow of water, and that finally falling water is accumulated in the drain. So same is the role of here drain, source and gate in case of JFET. Now the working of JFET. So you can see here there are various cases under which JFET is operated. So first case we are considering that the gate to source voltage is zero. That is what? Gate and source, they are short circuited, and because of which there is no potential difference existing. Whereas drain and source, they are connected with the help of a battery which is called as VDD. Now since channel, it is heavily doped and contains free electrons, so the moment this potential difference VDD is applied across the channel, there will be a flow of current. Now since the channel, it is not a perfect conductor, so conductivity is going to be finite. So if a current flows through a material which is not perfect in nature, means the conductivity is not infinite, so certainly there is going to be what? Drop of potential. So here on the lower inside, source is there, and that is considered as a reference point. So the drain is what? At higher potential than this source. So there is what? Continuously increase in the potential as we move from the source terminal towards drain terminal within this FET. So if there is a rise in potential, then that rise in potential can be represented with the help of what? Potential drop across series resistors. So you can see here that there are series of resistors, and across this resistor potential difference is applied, because of which there will be a current. But the current is going to remain same throughout, but since the voltage drop is I into R, so if we consider the lowest resistor, so there is a single resistor, same current, so there will be, suppose, a drop of I into R. So if we consider the lower two resistor in series, the same current but increased resistance, so drop is going to increase. So we can see that as we move towards the drain side, the potential keeps increasing. Now come back to the original JFET. So you can see now there that P region and N region, whenever they are combined, a depletion region is formed. So the property of the depletion region is that when the depletion region, when this P and N junction, if it is forward biased, then the depletion region is narrow. But if the reverse is happening, then the width of the depletion region is going to increase, since the potential difference in the upper region is more, because there is larger drain potential, because of which the width of the depletion region is more. But on the lower side, you can see the width of the depletion is very, very small because of the low potential difference. So this width of the channel does not remain constant. Upper side, it is more narrow as compared to the lower side. And if we keep increasing this VDD, or drain to source voltage, then the potential difference between the two junctions, that will keep increasing, and finally stage will be reached where you can see that both the depletion regions, they are going to touch each other, which is called as what? Pinch off. And the further increase in the current is not possible. So in the next slide, you can see that this is how the JFET is going to behave. Increase in this is the graph of VDS versus IDSS, or ID actually, not IDSS. So as the drain to source voltage is increased, the drain current, it continuously increases, and finally our potential, which is equals to what? VP, which is nothing but the pinch off voltage. There is no change in the current. This is because the JFET has reached to pinch off region. So in pinch off region, what happens that any further increase in drain to source voltage is not going to improve the current ID. So the maximum current through JFET which is flowing will be IDSS. So there is a maximum current in a FET, and if the potential is further increased, that is VDS is further increased, there won't be any change in the potential. So JFET is treated as a current source, voltage controlled current source, you can see here. So you can see that the current flowing through this current source is what? IDSS, and the potential applied across is what? That is what? VDS. So even if there is change in the potential, the current is not going to change. But of course, ID is going to exist only if VDS is existing. So if VDS is larger than pinch off voltage, then the JFET is going to work like a current source. Next is JFET under negative gate to source voltage. Now in this case, you can see that here we are having a potential difference between gate to source terminal, but of course the gate is at negative potential as compared to the source. So actually you can see that negative potential is applied at P region, and on the upper side the N region is applied with a positive potential. So the upper PN region is reverse biased, you can see, and on the lower side once again P region is at negative potential and source is considered as reference potential. So potential difference across this PN junction on the lower side is lesser. So you can see that the channel width is not going to remain uniform, of course, but the channel width is very, very narrow on the upper side as compared to the lower part. This is happening because of the already existing gate to source voltage, which was not there in the earlier case. So width of the channel in the earlier case was wider as compared to this. Now if you keep applying different negative potentials between gate to source, then what is going to happen to the VI characteristic? So the first graph, the top graph, is what? The first case when gate to source voltage was 0. So the maximum current which can be achieved under the influence of VGS is nothing but IDSS. So as you keep increasing the gate to source voltage, which is negative in nature, because of the increase in the depletion width, the channel width becomes narrow and a lesser current is expected, and that's why the second graph is its height is lower as compared to the first one. And if the VGS is further increased, then the current further reduces. And finally, if the VGS voltage is exactly equals to pinch off voltage, then there won't be any flow of drain current, which is represented by the lowest line, which is aligned with the x-axis, that is VDS line. The application here, one of the applications of the JFET is mentioned here. The entire VI region is divided in number of regions. So you can see the region before this, the current ID attains its maximum value, that is IDSS. That region is called as ohmic region. And once the VGS crosses this pinch of voltage, then there is no change in the current, and that region is called as saturation region. So in saturation region, there won't be any change in the amount of current. And another region can be cutoff region. That is going to happen only if you apply VGS, which is equals to what? VP, that is pinch off voltage. So there won't be any current. Now, so if we exclude this cutoff region, so two important regions are there. One is ohmic region, and another is saturation region, which are used for different applications. So here one of the applications which I have written is what? That we can use FET as a variable resistor. The resistance of FET can be represented with the help of this formula, that is R0 divided by 1 minus VGS divided by VP the whole square. R0 is the maximum current, resistance offered by the channel when this VGS is 0, because at that time the current is more. So current is more, it means that the resistance is least. Okay, but as VGS keeps in, VP is a fixed quantity, it's a constant quantity, it is given by the manufacturer. So once VP is assigned, and if you keep varying VGS, so if VGS is 0, you can see that the RD is going to be R0 divided by 1. That is a maximum, the minimum resistance, because the current is more. So I would like to correct the earlier statement that resistance is not more, but it is the least resistance when the current is more, because the width of the channel is wider when there is no gate to source voltage. So if it is wider, so more current is there, so resistance is minimum. But as you keep increasing VGS, so what is going to happen, this VGS by VP, now it becomes non-zero. So 1 minus VGS divided by VP, that figure will be what? Lesser than 1, and square of that. So definitely it is going to increase RD. And so if you keep increasing VGS, the resistance is going to increase. And once the VGS reaches to pinch of voltage, so you can see that this will become what? 1, and 1 minus 1, it becomes 0. So infinite resistance. That is going to happen only if there is no current. Next is the transfer characteristic of JFET, which is very important when we go for the design of transistor amplifier. So here first equation is IC, which is function of IB. This is taken from the BJT, that is a bipolar junction transistor. So current IC is function of beta factor, and of course IB. Beta is a constant quantity. IB, it can be controlled depending on the potential across base to emitter. Now this equation is what? Linear in nature. So you can see that this behavior of BJT is linear up to a certain extent, or as far as this equation is concerned. Now if you look at the current equation for JFET, then here it is IDSS, which is the maximum current, 1 minus VGS divided by VP the whole square. Since square term is there, so you can say that the VP is a fixed quantity, IDSS that also is a fixed quantity, VGS is a variable quantity, but it is squared. So you can see that this equation has non-linear nature. Now ID is considered as what? Output current, and VGS is considered as the input quantity. So input quantity is controlling the output quantity. That's why we say it is what? Transfer characteristic. Means you are doing something at the input and the result is available at the output, or the influence of the input is available on the output side. So here, as usual, there is a VI characteristic, that is drain to source voltage, and ID current. So once you fix this VDS, you will get one fixed ID, but it's not like that. You can see that all the graphs, whether you consider VGS equals to 0, VGS equals to -1, VGS equals to -2, and so on. So this ID, it depends on VDS before pinch off, but after pinch off, VDS is not going to influence the ID, but VGS can influence the current, which is VGS is what? Taken as input quantity, voltage quantity. So input voltage is actually controlling the current even in saturation region. That's why left hand side of the graph is what? VGS versus ID. So every graph of the right hand side is whatever maximum current is available, that is what projected on the left hand side for different values of VGS. So you can see the vertical lines on the left side graph is nothing but different values of VGS, and those VGS, they are available on the right hand side graph. Let us consider VGS equals to 2, that graph. That is projected on the left hand side, and VGS, the left negative y-axis, if VGS -2, a vertical line is projected. So these two are going to intersect at certain point. If similarly every point is projected and a point is plotted and all the points are connected, you will get a different graph, and that is nothing but your transfer characteristic of the FET. So you can see that the transfer characteristic is what? Non-linear in nature. Now in order to this graph, transfer graph, most of the time it is required while we work on the FET for designing amplifier or for the sake of analysis. So it's a good practice to remember certain values of VGS. Since VGS is known to you, IDSS, let us have this equation once again. IDSS is given by the manufacturer, VP is given by the manufacturer. So if you can memorize a few values of VGS, so this VGS is going to give you a fixed value of ID for IDSS and VP. So what is going to happen, that by memorizing few values of VGS and ID, you can quickly plot this graph. So those values are VGS when it is 0, ID is going to be IDSS that we are knowing, and when VGS is what? We pinch, there is no current, so it is 0. So first and the last value can be easily remembered, and in between you can see that when VGS is 0.3 of VP, then IDS is ID is 1/2 of VDD, and if VGS is half of VP, then ID is 1/4 of IDSS. So if you remember these values, you can quickly plot the transfer characteristic. Another is the point of discussion is operating region. So operating region is another parameter which is very important for the electronic engineer when they are going to design amplifier or any other active operation of FET. So you can see this once again, this is a graph of VDS versus ID. Now the ohmic region is there, then saturation region is there. So you can see pinch off. We are more interested in the saturation region when you are designing amplifier. That's why because the region before pinch off is what? Ohmic in nature. So that is hardly used, but of course sometimes if you want to have a active variable resistor, then the FET can be used over there. But our entire focus is on the designing of amplifier. So we are more concerned about the saturation region. Now you can see that here there is one region which is referred as what? Breakdown region. It is not mentioned here, but the curved region that is called as breakdown region, where PD equals to what? VDS into ID. This is nothing but the product of what voltage you have applied across FET, that is between drain and source, and because of which what so that region tells you what is the power at which your FET is operated. So manufacturer, they always provide what is the maximum capacity of any active device, handling capacity of power handling capacity of any active device. Because power handling, when we say, so you can see the formula is what? VDS into ID, that is okay. But another alternate formula can be what? V square by R, where R can be the resistance of the channel and voltage applied across that channel, or other formula can be I square by R. Now once again, I is nothing but the current, drain current, R is the channel resistance, and the third formula is for the power is what? Voltage into current. So actually there is what? Involvement of the current and the resistance. So whenever current and there is a current flowing in the resistance, then the heat is generated. So this PD is nothing but the maximum capacity of the FET to dissipate the generated amount of heat. So that should not be beyond the rated value which is given in the data sheet. So as you can see that if you are working at lower VDS, then the current can be more. But if you are increasing VDS, since this PD is a fixed value, let us consider that the manufacturer is saying that you cannot operate your FET for more than 3 watt. So VD into ID, you have to select in such a way that the product should be always less than or at max equals to what? 3 watt. So if you are operating at lower voltage, then you can increase the current, or if you are increasing the voltage, then reduce the current. That's why this graph it drops. Actually it starts from the peak saturation, the IDSS height, and then it keeps decreasing because you are increasing the drain to source voltage. So definitely the current should be reduced. So summary of the FET: the maximum current in FET is called as what? IDSS. That you can achieve only if the VGS is what? 0. Okay, and VDS is what? Equals to or larger than the pinch of voltage, because before that the current is what? Function of VDS. But when we talk about IDSS, that is the maximum value. So even if you are increasing the drain to source voltage, then also the current should not change. That is going to happen only if VDS is larger than or equals to pinch of voltage. If VGS is less means here it is more negative than the pinch of voltage, the drain current is going to be 0 because the channel is completely blocked. And for all levels of VGS between 0 and the pinch of voltage, the current ID will range between IDSS to 0. And same things hold for JFET also. So here the structure of the JFET, the biasing, that is what the application of the potential. So here you can see that the channel is now not P but it is of N type, and the controlling regions, they are of N type of material. So of course if you want to reverse bias the gate to source potential, gate to source region, then the potential applied should be what? Reverse, opposite of the earlier case. So here the side regions, they are negatively doped, they are negative in nature, that is N type of material. So in order to reverse bias it, you should apply a higher potential. Okay, and the VI characteristic is similar to that only. You can see the breakdown region. Okay. Breakdown is that region where you are applying your VDS to such an extent that you have already crossed the pinch off region, where the two this depletion region, they touch each other. But if you keep increasing this potential, then finally what is going to happen, because of very high potential exerted on free holes here, they are going to acquire a very high kinetic energy, and finally Zener breakdown kind of thing is going to take place. So you should operate your FET in the safer region. Symbols for N-channel FET and P-channel FET. This will be used while analyzing circuitry